Welcome to Prince Short House. Exercise number 134, Sir Happy Singh. 120 words a minute. Ready? Start. Mr. Deputy Chairman, I rise to give thanks for the address of the President on behalf of the tribals, but regret to say that government have not been able to take effective measures for the betterment of the scheduled tribes and scheduled caste all over India. Very unfortunately, our Honorable Prime Minister has never seen a flower to bloom and waste its sweetness in the desert air. He has been applauded for his foreign policy not only here in this house or in the Lok Sabha or all over India but also internationally. Sir, I am concerned more about the domestic affairs. I have got some bitter remarks to make against the Home Ministry, and I am very fortunate that the Honorable Minister for Home Affairs is here. Under the Constitution of Tribes Advisory Council was meant to be in operation, but unfortunately the Honorable Home Minister has failed to see that this has not been implemented in the right spirit and in right earnestness. I can cite instances from the state of Bihar that although there is a tribes advisory council, still it is a defunct body and has not been in operation satisfactorily. Similarly, there are tribes advisory councils in the states of Odisha and Madhya Pradesh, but from what I gather from the members of those states, the tribes advisory councils in those states are also very inoperative. Secondly, although in the Constitution of India it has been laid down that there should be a separation of the executive from the judiciary, still what do we find? In almost all the tracts and territories inhabited mostly by the scheduled tribes, this system is still prevalent today. There, the governments have not been able to separate the judiciary from the executive, with the result that deputy magistrates and district magistrates are functioning not only as executive officers but they also exercise the judicial powers. And I am convinced that most of the state governments and especially the ruling party, the Congress party, is utilizing all its executive officers to suit their own purposes. I must say frankly, to increase the strength of the Congress party in the tribal territories, because they have got a separatist tendency. Therefore, I implore upon the newly appointed Honorable Home Minister to see that when there has been this provision for the separation of the executive from the judiciary, it should be implemented not only in such territories and countries where the non aboriginals are living today, but it must be implemented in right earnestness in the territories and countries where the tribals are living. My last submission is that unless there is a separate ministry to look after the scheduled tribes and scheduled caste, I do not think that the Honorable Minister for Minority Affairs and the Honorable Minister for Home Affairs gave not any time whatsoever to look to the needs of the tribals and the scheduled castes. I again say, sir, with much emphasis, that the tribals, at least of my part of the country, are losing faith in the government every day. There is no justice, there is no peace in the hearts and homes of the tribals, and if the government of India and especially the Home Minister does not see that the state governments really implement the policy of the government of India in right earnest, this faith will go on decreasing every day, and you will in no time lose the love and the faith of the tribals and the scheduled castes. Mr. Vice Chairman, I rise to heartily support the motion of thanks which was moved yesterday. Before I come to the President's speech, I want to mention that we who witnessed Shri Kidwai's work fully realized his sense of judgment, his courage, his daring and dashing, which revolutionized our postal services in the face of all odds and opposition. To add an extent that some of the countries of Europe sent their experts to India to see how it was done. The manner in which he solved the food problem also was nothing short of a miracle. Today, we do miss him because we have pledged ourselves to the establishment of a welfare state conforming to a socialistic pattern. A man of dynamic qualities, he did not care for conventions, and by his foresight and sense of judgment, he proved himself a prophet under any difficult situation. Sir, we heard many criticisms leveled against this government by the opposition. In a country where a democratic government by party system prevails, it is the bounden duty of the opposition to criticize the shortcomings and the submissions and omissions of the ruling party. But what I fail to realize is that the opposition, instead of hurling abuses on this side, should have placed before us certain constructive alternative programs. We have a people's government and we are prepared to take any suggestions that would turn this country in the shortest possible time into a welfare state. Stop.